Welcome into Miami Dolphins Today by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey here with the latest around the Miami Dolphins, and we'll begin today with a look at the contract and potential extension for Emmanuel Ogbah, the edge rusher for the Miami Dolphins. Now, as I'm sure most, if not all of you guys already know, Ogbah is looking for a new deal from Miami. He's coming off a major breakout season last year in 2020, and the Dolphins have shown at least some willingness to pay up-and-coming younger players, which I think Ogbah counts as. They paid Jerome Baker. There's been some buzz around both Emmanuel Ogbah and Mike Gesicki, not to mention the whole drama around Xavier Howard. But the Dolphins have not yet paid Ogbah. Are they going to, or do they want him to prove last year wasn't just a bit of a fluke? In 2020, Ogbah 9 sacks. And I do think Ogbah, and in general, this Dolphins pass rush benefited from a secondary that was able to play a lot of man-to-man in the back end, a lot of cover one, and allow them to blitz a little bit more frequently, allowing better one-on-one matchups, relying on the pass coverage to hold up and buy an extra second or two for the pass rush to get home. Now, the biggest thing for the Dolphins and Ogbah relates to the contract cost. That's, of course, the number one thing, right? The recent edge contracts this offseason, I think, provide a good barometer of what the Dolphins should be expecting in terms of having to pay Ogbah. Bud Dupree got $16.5 million in a free agency market that, for the most part, was pretty down because of a down salary cap. He got $16.5 million. It was, however, on a longer contract. Leonard Floyd got $16 million. Trey Hendrickson and Shaq Lawson, by the way, both got $15 million. Hendrickson to the Bengals, Lawson from the Bengals to the Jets. Matthew Judon got $13.63 million. Yannick Ngakoue, on a smaller, shorter deal than I think most expected, got $13 million over just 2 years. So my guess is that Ogbah's asking for something in between those 5 deals. I don't think he's worth 16.5, but he is coming off a 9-sack season, and that was a big uptick versus what he's done in the past. But it wasn't just the sacks that went up, and this is important for me. The pressure rate also went up. Pressure rate based on just the number of pass rush snaps taken account of the pressures that a player makes. In general, the higher the pressure rate, the more sacks you're going to have. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it does not, but it's a good indicator of who could regress, or both positively and negatively regress, I should say, the next season. Ogbah's pressure rate went up. Across the board, he put together his best year ever. So what do you guys think? Knowing it'll probably cost you, at least it should cost you, at least $13 million per year, should Miami extend Emmanuel Ogbah, or should you dare him to prove it again? Get your votes in for me in the comment section. Why for yes and for no? Look, Ogbah last year was the team's top sack leader. 9. Jerome Baker. Well, he had 7, but is more of an off-ball linebacker in most cases. That number probably dips down this year. Kyle Van Noy, who kind of played that hybrid edge linebacker role, had 6, but he's gone, as is Shaq Lawson with 4. That's 10 sacks at minimum this team is trying to replace. They're going to be banking heavily on rookie Jaelan Phillips being that guy for them. And I think he can be that guy. But teams don't want just one pass rusher. They're looking for more than just one guy. So whether it is paying Ogbah this year or replacing him next offseason, the Dolphins aren't done fixing their edge rush group, or at least sustaining their edge rush group long term. Now, if you guys want more Miami Dolphins videos, then subscribe. The link you see at the bottom of your screen, but if you're watching on YouTube, it's actually very simple. All you guys have to do right now is hit that big red button, subscribe, and don't miss anything here at Chat Sports around the Miami Dolphins. Let's talk Lynn Bowden now. Is this going to be a breakout season for the receiver? The former third-round pick by the Las Vegas Raiders was traded before the season began, a very rare and unique situation. Bleacher Report has now called Bowden the top sleeper for this Miami Dolphins team entering 2021. Frankly, I like this pick quite a bit, which I don't always like when it comes to Bleacher Report. Now, the Dolphins are deep at receiver, and we did not see much out of Lynn Bowden last year. In the 10 games he played for Miami, 37 targets, 28 receptions, for 211 yards. However, the vast majority of his damage came in the last 5 games. All but one of his catches, which actually in those 5 games went for more yards total. He had -1 yard for 1 catch in the first 5 games he played. The last 5, he was much more involved. I think around that time, the offense clicked for him. Remember, he got traded before the year began. He did not have much time to get up to speed. By the time he did, he started to make more of an impact. Though number one red flag I have for why, okay, I'm not sold 125% on Bowden having the breakout year, is the depth this team has at receiver. Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, Jaylen Waddle have all had more invested in them, at least for this year, on this roster. And Waddle and Bowden can play some similar roles in terms of creative touches, getting involved there. Preston Williams is more of an outside guy. Bowden fits the more Jakeem Grant, Albert Wilson, Malcolm Perry. They could play slot receiver role for you, much like Jaylen Waddle. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Waddle emerges as, receiver 4, well before the year ends. In fact, I would like that role for him in the Miami Dolphins offense. I like Lynn Bowden a lot. Now, here's where I had him graded coming out of the NFL draft. This is all public, so you can believe me or not. Whatever, it's the truth. I had him as my number 99 overall player, a round 3rd/4th grade on him. He's my number 17 receiver. I think there is upside here. I think the special team stuff, the running back receiver almost hybrid at points is valuable. Frankly, I wouldn't mind seeing the Dolphins utilize Lynn Bowden as a running back in some obvious passing downs. Put him in the backfield. Let him run routes out of the running back position. That could be a good way to get him and Waddle and Fuller and Parker all on the field together. I like that idea for the Miami Dolphins. I'm not sure just how much opportunity Bowden's going to have this year. I like him a lot. I think there is a role for him in the NFL. I think he'll put up better production than what he did in 2020. My question, though, is just how much opportunity is he going to have? Fuller suspended to open up the year. That gives him a chance there. But I think Bowden makes this team. As deep as Miami is at wide receiver, that's going to be a training camp battle that has to be watched very, very closely. But I'm excited to see what he can do in what really is almost his first true year. He has a normal offseason with this new team in Miami, has camp, has preseason. I'm excited about his potential moving forward. So name a player now who you think ends up breaking out for the Miami Dolphins. Is it Lynn Bowden? Is it somebody else altogether? Get your votes in for me right now in the comments section.